Welcome back to Terrible at Fishing. Today we're going to find out how to keep this little guy on the hook. So let's get to it. Alright, so how do we put a worm on a hook? There's lots of different methods, but which one works best? Well, let's look at a few. So let me pull up the first graphic here. Let's look at it. So here are, was it 2, 4, 5 different ways of putting a worm on a hook. Now, everybody's sort of got their preference. Some are going to keep the worm on the hook longer. Some are going to give you more action on the worm. So that's really a give and take, isn't it? So let's look at this one right here, one on top. This one, you actually put the worm, you put the hook, sliding it through the body of the worm. That's what this one is. Now, the beautiful thing about that, it just keeps the worm on forever. So that really is a nice way of putting on a worm on a hook. But you're really impaling it. But notice all the way up, let's see if we can get... All right, let's flip that over. But you see where it comes out, right at that center section, the fat part. So there's still this part right here that is still moving. So we're using an entire worm on this one. In fact, on all these, we're using an entire worm. So we still get some movement on the tail end, or the other end of, there is no tail on a worm, asexual being. But let's look at the one right next to it, this one right here. Notice we still did it. We still got it through the body of the worm, but we've got two ends that are moving on it, and we've exposed the hook, which is a very good thing, because notice here the hook's not exposed. So as soon as that fish bites onto it, it's going to damage the worm. This one, the worm might move up. Well, you know what I mean. This one might move up the line, but the worm will still be alive, which is still a very good way of hooking it. Now, the way we were all taught probably was the one in the blue. Look at the blue. The blue one, we've hooked it in one end, and then in the fat part, the hook in the fat part. And we have a lot of the worm still wiggling around. Again, no exposed hook. So, and we kind of want that hook exposed, don't we? So I really like the red one best. Let's look at the green one right here. The green one puts it through it a lot like the blue, except moves the hook through the worm through that fat part of the worm, but it still has no hook exposed. But it will keep the worm on better. Really will work really well. And then this one, the gray one right next to me. That one pretty much moves that hook all the way through. A lot like the one up here. These two are very similar. Real similar. So, but preferably, you know, a lot of us, we just keep putting it through it. So we may have done our best just to keep it on. But look at the red one. The red one really is a very good hook set on both the worm and on the fish itself. So depending on which one you want to do and which one you were taught, preferably I prefer the red. But a lot of people nowadays are doing the green one, or the gray one right here. They're just pushing it all the way through the worm. That keeps the worm on better, but as soon as that hook goes into a fish, it impales and tears the worm. So I'll leave this one up to you guys, but look at the red one. The red one is actually my favorite. And with that one, you will actually probably get much better hits on your fishing hook. So have fun with it. Have a great time. You know where you'll find me, right? Out on the water. Take care, everybody.